Is this the moment for Super Sebastian to make it
70?
But it's drifted, and he's
David,
given Davies another opportunity here.
Shooting 56 here for Davies would give Bialeki all sorts of headaches.
Flag. Davies.
He knows he can't make mistakes now. He has to hold his own throat.
40.
Will take aim at tops to seal his Saturday spot.
Game shot and the match. Sebastian Bialeki.
And Sebastian Bialeki is through to finals night this week. The former winner on the Super Series stage. The pole makes it and will join the likes of Lee Cox, David Wazowski, Tommy Lishman, and there'll be another couple of players joining him from this group. But he's earned it. He's won all 5 of his matches so far, and with 3 to spare, Bialeki is the first player through from Group B. Paul Hogan pretty much knows he probably only needs 1 win as well. 2 would guarantee him a place at finals night, but victory against David Evans and he can be pretty much assured of a place there. We'll have that for you next.
36.
Nicely done. Double 8.
Oh
yes, I do believe that he's a lot better this evening.
Regain the lead, but David Evans is poised here. Can't afford a mistake. 90 left, so I imagine it'll be treble 18 with his love for double 18.
Game shot on a 5th flag. Paul Hogan.
And that's why they're old flames. Reunited. He's got 2 darts. Evans looks to the heavens. And Hoagie gives him hell.
Paul Hogan.
A 4-3 win for Paul Hogan that all but sees him through to finals night himself, and it leaves a much improved David Evans in no better position in the table. He still only has 2 points to his name as Paul Hogan's tally goes up to 8. That should be enough to see him qualify, and Sebastian Bialeki has already qualified, so the bottom 3 will battle it out effectively for the last spot up for grabs, and 2 of them are going toe-to-toe next when David Davies meets Jordan Matthews. Matthews waits anxiously.
Game shot on a
Davies punishes and doubles his lead here and puts himself on the outer ring. That's 9 in the game now.
Game shot and the match.
And David Davies demolishes Jordan Matthews in that one. A 4-0 success for the Welshman, who gets the job done, and in doing so really gives himself the advantage in that battle for 3rd place in this group. Matthews, well, he didn't get his opportunities again, didn't he? Look at that, actually had more darts at double than David Davies did in that game, but missed a lot of them, and that has been his Achilles heel over the last couple of nights. David Evans is the man who needs to respond. The problem for him is he faces the unbeaten Sebastian Bialeki.
We've been waiting for one, and then, like a bus, 2 come along at once.
And he looked that time. The ball
139. David, you require
Evans might get a go at the same target. The 164 couldn't go. Will the 167? No.
$43. Sebastian, you require 25. $17.
Well, this could be the shot of the night. If Evans hits this and then turns the game around, he'll look back on this one with fond memories.
Treble 18 for Bullseye now. Bullseye now.
99.
Oh, that is tight.
Sebastian, you require 8.
A narrow miss for David Evans. Who will now need
Sebastian Bialeki.
a great escape. Despite an improvement in health and in form, Evans is beaten for the second time in as many matches tonight and will need to win his last couple to qualify. I feel sure of that. He's going to have a massive, massive game with David Davies, and if he loses that, he'll be out when he plays next on this stage. Bialeki carries on his winning run, 6 from 6 now for the pole. Coming next, Jordan Matthews takes on Paul Hogan, who will qualify with victory in that game.
Paul, you require 100.
Here we go then. How many times in his darting career has he done this?
Paul Hogan.
I don't know how many times he has, but you can add another one to that number.
For double 16 instead.
12.
And he now might wish he hadn't.
Jordan, you require 10.
Clips the wire. One more go.
Game shot.
And Jordan Matthews springs a shock here. Paul Hogan had that match in the palm of his hand, and he had his place at finals night in the palm of his hand. When he led the game 3-1. But Matthews has bounced back with 3 successive legs to get the victory in that one, and he started to turn things around. Once he hit a double, then suddenly sharpened up in that department, and things are a little bit more interesting at the halfway point of the night, because Hogan isn't quite there yet, and Matthews has joined David Davies on 4 points. A huge, huge match coming up next when the two Davids duel on the dartboard.
So 16 for tops is his preferred route.
Game shot on
that's
a
exactly
third leg.
why
David Davies.
David Davies knows.
Require 150.
Why so late? But better late than never. Or does it even matter? It may not matter.
132. David, you require 48.
What a moment that would have been. What a way it would have been to win it.
Game shot on a
And
fourth
once
flag.
again, what
David
this
Evans.
bunch of players have done this week is hang in with an intensity.
Fifth flag.
This match, and in doing so, keep himself in contention.
Game shot on the match. David Evans.
Well, good Evans, he's done it. What a turnaround. David Davies will be bitterly disappointed after that one, squandering a 3-leg advantage, and that victory for David Evans keeps his hopes alive, and in victory he actually sends Paul Hogan through. Hogan is through. He joins Sebastian Bialeki, who's already won this group. Hogan in second place. That win for Evans, enough to send him through. But look at the 3 players behind him. David Davies, Jordan Matthews and David Evans, all on 4 points. One of them will be going through to finals night. Stay tuned to find out who.
We'll start on the 19s. He'll stay there. That leaves the bullseye.
Game shot on
And
a
that
first
is the
flag.
bullseye. That
Sebastian
red bit in the middle
Bialeki.
there that he's just hit. What a shot that was.
Jordan, you require 68.
One of those situations. Bullseye coming in.
43.
Almost.
Sebastian, you require 4.
For the third time of asking. Double one now.
Game
Rather
shot on the
limps
match.
over the line
Sebastian
is our
Bialeki.
table topper. That's his seventh game on the bounce. Very sporting kiss on the top of the head there from Jordan Matthews for Sebastian. As you can see, Sebastian there 85. He was running much higher than that. Just that last leg affected that average, but you've got time to put the cat out. We're going to a short break, and when we come back, we will have Paul Hogan versus David Davies.
David Davies is through.
$91.
I think that showed what a big dart
32.
that was, and David Davies's evening.
Game shot on a 6th leg. Paul Hogan.
Hogan needs no second opportunities.
That last start of the previous visits left him in this spot, but that first start of this one has given him a great chance. One last chance.
78.
And David Davies can't take it.
Paulie
Disappointment, frustration, despair. And all he can do is hope. But his hopes
Game shot
are
on the
over
match.
at the
Paul
hands of
Hogan.
Hogan. David Davies cannot believe it. It is another narrow defeat for David Davies. That has been the story of his campaign over the last couple of nights. Heartbreak for him. Hogan is through. He already was, but he's pinched that one at the end, and it is a total disaster for David Davies, who, even though he currently sits in 3rd place in the table, cannot stay there, because the match coming next between David Evans and Jordan Matthews is a straight shootout to see who replaces him and who is the final player through to finals night. Do not go anywhere on this dramatic night.
So it looks
David,
like
you
Evans
require
then.
58.
This is the big number. One dart at tops.
Game shot
He
on
takes
the
it.
match.
So it's David Evans in the winner-takes-all match. He goes through to the Saturday night's final. Wry smile there from Jordan Matthews. The moment probably got him there on his debut. But how nice is that? The camaraderie in the back room. It's David Evans. He gets through to our Saturday night final 4-0 in what is a really big game. Jordan Matthews says his goodbyes. But David Evans goes through to Saturday night. We're going to head into a short break. And on return, we will have a chat with the guy who has just qualified for the Saturday night final, David Evans.
Sebastian, you require 130. Game shot on the 4th
No
leg.
pros
Sebastian
needed.
Bialeki.
Double top. And
Game
Sebastian
shot on the match.
Bialeki
Sebastian
completes
Bialeki.
a perfect campaign in Group B. Bolts fires through to finals night without losing a match over the last couple of nights. A fantastic display to seal the deal, an average of 96, 4 out of 6 on the doubles, including that brilliant bullseye checkout to complete the 130 combination. No harm done for Hogan. He goes through in 2nd. It was David Evans who scraped through in 3rd. And myself and Scott Mitchell will reflect on all of the action and let you know the groups for tomorrow's finals after this short break. Well, we now know the 6 players battling it out for the trophy. Some got there more serenely than others, didn't they, Scott? An interesting group we've just witnessed.
Yeah, well, usually at this stage of the evening, we were sort of looking at who's going to go through and who's going to battle through at the top. And it was all about the bottom end of the table this evening, which made it very interesting.
It certainly was. Let's reflect on the results from tonight. As the evening went on, it became apparent that there's going to be a battle between the bottom 3 players, and you have to feel for a certain David Davies, who went down 4-3 to David Evans, went down 4-3 to Paul Hogan, and mismatched darts in both of those games. Had any of them gone in, he would be through.
Yeah, just one of those horrible nights for him. They take some getting over as well. You know, it's a disappointment when you don't make the Saturday night, and sometimes you haven't made it, and you know you haven't done enough to make it. tonight he's had a few chances there to make it, and it just hasn't happened for him. And as you can see, the frustration there each time, it's just horrible to be there as a player, and horrible as a player like myself to be commentating on.
Yeah, absolutely devastated, you can see. And then he turns to see Hogan has hit that double, and he's just inconsolable, distraught, destroyed, really. And then it went down to the next game between David Evans and Jordan Matthews, neither of whom would have played anywhere near They Know They Can. Yeah, Evans somehow scrapes through.
Yeah, and poor old David Davies has sat there with like a brilliant leg difference, but not the points on the board to go with it.
Yeah, and as for David Evans, though, I mean, we've spoken about him. He was actually the favourite to win this group before a dart was thrown. He's had his own battle, hasn't he, with illness over the last couple of nights. So, look, he's been through and won nearly every game in the group and not won a Saturday. Could we see the complete reverse where he scraped through and then goes and wins it tomorrow?
I see no reason why not. I mean, sometimes you need that confidence to go through, but sometimes you can be overconfident. I don't think he's going to attempt it as an overconfidence thing this time. I think he's going to be a little bit more like, well, I'm lucky to be there. I've kind of scraped myself through. He said it in his interview. I'm lucky to be there. Is that going to give him an element of freedom to throw with no pressure whatsoever?
Yeah, Paul Hogan was already through at the time that he got that win against Davies. He's done the job that we expect him to do, but we can't let this conversation pass without giving full credit to Sebastian Bialeki, who has gone through this campaign flawlessly.
Yeah, he has, and I said it earlier in commentary, he started a little bit dodgy in Group A at the start of the week, but he's just gone into this week, grown into the week, got better and better and better. And that last game there, 96 average again, you know, it's late at night. There was nothing really on it, but he's still putting the hammer down, and he goes in with the momentum, I believe.
Yeah, he wins the group, winning all of his matches, Sebastian Bialeki. Runner-up, Paul Hogan. Third place, David Evans. They join the qualifiers from the other groups earlier this week. Two of those players, by the way, hitting 9-dart finishers. And we can now show you which groups they will be in tomorrow night. So Group 1 features Lee Cox, a Group A winner, Paul Hogan and David Wazowski. And in Group 2, David Evans, Sebastian Bialeki and Tommy Lishman. Interesting that the two London teammates are both in that Group 1.
Yeah, and they've been at the London Super League Presentation Awards tonight. So together, probably having a little look on their phones at what was going on this evening. But yeah, for them both being in the same group, difficult one for them.
Who's your favourite? Who do you think is going to be walking away with the trophy on Saturday evening?
Do you know what? I think it's a tough one. Obviously, Seb has really impressed tonight. Wazzy impressed me in Group C, and of course, well, Coxie went through Group A and managed to get over the line and limp over the line, but he got there. So probably they're my three favourites.
Farmers and fencers once again. We'll see you tomorrow, Scott. Thanks for your company this evening. Thanks for your company as well. It's been a really dramatic end to this group. Sparrowford for David Davies, but Evans, Hogan and Bialeki go through to the Super Series Super Saturday, which gets underway from 7:30, and we will see a new weekly winner crowned. We'll see you then.